In the hive, you will run for your life. Pressure's on, hit the water, you die. Spintown is coming for you. Death dealers will get you too. Start it first, and he flies right by. When he waves, you will die, die, die. Well, he's death dealing all over you. Spintown's gonna get you too. Spintown's gonna get you too.
Welcome to Spintown, everyone. Today I am logging into the Hive for the first time in a long time. I'm not actually going to play anything. I just want to go there and check things out a little bit real quick. But we have some bad news I want to talk about regarding the Hive, which most of the regular players will already know. But I'm letting the more casual players that may not be up to date with what's going on in the forum and Discord. Yeah, there's my stats. That's kind of cool the way they did that. But the 39 victories there, I don't understand that because I know I've got more than 39 victories. That makes no sense. I don't know what's up with that. But there I am. That's my old skin. I got a mask on. What the fuck? That's my old skin. But I'm third on the podium still for overall deaths, or kills, not deaths. There's the leaderboards for points. I used to be number 1 for kills for 2 whole years, and then I stopped playing and I've dropped down to number 3. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. I should be on here somewhere, right? Okay, there's Ender at number 1. There's Kaz, Darkman. Okay, so next page is Mia. There is Mia. I would have caught and passed Mia had they not done the Java 2 and fucked things up, but I'm still there. Top 30. Used to be... I was up in like 18th or 19th place at one time, I think. I know I was top 25, but I forget exactly how high it was. But let's get to the news. It doesn't really matter where I am or used to be because the news is the Hive is shutting down. I'm going to read through and then comment on the post that the staff made a week ago. When we started the Java Edition version of the server almost 8 years ago, everything was fresh. As new versions of Minecraft were released, it came with a refreshing amount of content that in turn would make it onto our server and into the games. With Bedrock, we have just that. We have new and exciting client updates coming to the game nearly every month. Within less than a week, over 95% of our player base have updated to the newest version available. The most considerable advantage for us is not being limited by developing for a version of the game that came out over 5 years ago. Okay, I want to stop right here for a second because the Hive makes a pretty good point I want to get into, and the Hive is not really the bad guy in this situation as far as I can tell. If there is a bad guy, it is Mojang, because think about it. What other game company forces its players that want to play online to play in a version that is 5 years old? Okay? Now, I mean, sure, you can say, well, you can go online and start your own server and make it 1.16, but nobody would play on that server because the PvP sucks, okay? So these servers are kind of forced to stay back in 1.8. It's really not their fault. Their hands are tied. They have to spend all this extra money developing for an older version of Minecraft, and they have to hold players' attention and get them to come on their server as newer versions of the game comes out, which is going to draw their attention away. It's really a tough position to be in. I mean, Hypixel has managed to conquer it, but most servers that I used to play on years ago, they've closed one after another. It's just... sometimes it's incompetence. Sometimes it's just, it's a tough road for server owners in Minecraft. So, yeah, if anybody, it's Mojang's fault because they could easily implement a game rule for PvP, which would give server owners the ability to choose what version of PvP they would like to run on their newer version of Minecraft. That's something they could do. But they refuse to do it. People have been asking for it, but they have not been asking en masse like they should be. They should be demanding this just like they were demanding, the cave update. You see everybody who was begging for the cave update before that finally happened. Well, you know what? A PvP game rule would make a bigger difference to the Minecraft community than any biome update could ever have. People just don't think about that, but it would. Alright, now back to the post. Many of you will have noticed that the Java edition of the Hive has been receiving a decreased amount of resources as the months have gone on. Very true. On April 15th, the Hive Java edition will be closing its doors. Some of you may look to Bedrock as an excuse for Java going, but in reality the Java server would have closed its doors a few years ago if it wasn't getting the funding from Bedrock. With our current technology stack, it costs us more money to host 3,000 concurrent Java players than 30,000 Bedrock players. In the coming months, we'll create and release an open source version of Trouble in Mineville and a light version of our minigame framework on GitHub. Community members can update, add new features, and maintain the game. This will be free for you to use for any purpose. You will also find a collection of maps that we have made over time. We cannot host any community maps as we wouldn't want to assume their permission for this. Alright, now I want to stop right here for a second because there have been people in the Discord saying they would like to get Death Run up on another server so they can continue to play Death Run and stuff like that. And that's all well and good. You might get Death Run running on your own private or public server. But it's not going to be the same. It's not even going to be close. You'll be lucky to get enough people on there to play a game at any time. Because right now, Death Run was already a very small community on a decent-sized server. And not all the people that would play Death Run when you go in there would be Death Run tryhards or Death Run mains. You get people that just happen to wander in from other game modes, just playing casually. If you open up a small private server, you're not going to get those people. You're only going to get the Death Run mains and tryhards, and the only ones of those you're going to get are the really tryhards that just can't let go. So you're not really going to have the community to be able to do that. You might be able to get together once a week with your friends and maybe play like with 12 or 20 people, but just leaving it up and expecting people to come and play on your server and have enough on a regular basis, no, that ain't going to work. Unless you already know somebody with a big server, with a big community behind it already, that's really the only way that's going to work, or get some kind of popular server picks up the game mode. So, yeah, hate to burst your bubble. People tried it when Mindcade closed down. They wanted to get walls running. People actually did. They got a public wall server up, but they couldn't get the people. I had those people messaging me. It's like, hey, come back to walls. You should try it out. And it's like, no. There were other reasons for me not to, aside just from there not being the people. But it wasn't going to work. All right, back to the post. We will continue to host the player stats for people who use our API for at least 12 months. Yeah, it's not a huge deal, but it is nice of them to do. Very cool. With immediate effect, we have taken our store offline. Anyone who has bought Ultimate or Emerald in the last 6 months from this post are invited to contact this email for a full no-hassle refund whilst keeping the rank. Make sure to include your Minecraft name, UUID, and the transaction ID. Now, it's really good that they did this. They gave people notice, so they're going to get a few months of their rank that they bought and a refund both, and the big thing is taking the store offline as soon as possible, because you don't want people continuing to buy ranks when the server is going to be closing in a week. Some servers I know of did shit like that. Very shady. Definitely wrong. Additionally, anyone who has ever bought Emerald or Ultimate on our server will be able to click here to claim a free Hive Plus rank for the Bedrock server. I don't play Bedrock, don't know what a Hive Plus rank is or if that's good or not, but it's a freebie, so that's nice of them to do. Props to them. Furthermore, we have stopped any rank demotions from happening from this point on. This means if you have a gold or diamond rank that would be expiring, it will now stay until the server closes. Again, this is a small gesture, but a very nice thing they don't have to do. I think they've gone about the official announcement about as well as they could have from a PR standpoint. Now, they could have given more updates in the past 6 months or so, let people kind of know what's going on with some games and stuff. But as far as their actual announcement, very well done so far. There's a little bit more to the post, but it's just like refund details and telling you not to bother staff with questions of the closure because they won't know anything other than what was in the post. So don't bother them. Now, on New Year's Day, there was a discussion going on in the Death Run Discord, and people were trying to think of ways to get the staff or ownership to fix the bugs in Death Run. Give us an update. And I had to respond to that because at this point in my mind, it's obvious what's happening on the server. My response was, I've seen Mindcade die as staff, Overcast die as an active player, and Hive Java is pretty much matching everything those servers did during their death spiral. People need to stop expecting things to change until staff gives them a reason to. And then I said, a list of issues isn't going to help anything. It's been done. And I gave that list a box. Learn to take a hint. And I did. Me, Kaz, Spike, Wesley, Jack, we all got on there. We bug tested the heck out of every map, made a bug list, and I gave it directly to Box on Discord. And some things were addressed, but most of the things didn't seem to be. And then there was no more updates forever as far as bug fixes. The community was pointing them out left and right. Things weren't getting fixed. At this point, I already know in my mind, hey, what's coming? I thought the server would make it maybe another year, but I knew it was coming to an end. This was not a server that was going to be around too long. And basically the way I saw it in my mind was, okay, they did the Java 2 thing to see if they could save enough money to make a profit with it, or at least break even, I would imagine. And they didn't make the money. They were still losing money with it. And so at that point, they were just going to stop updating things, and eventually it would close. I already kind of knew this. And it turns out I'm probably 100% right on that prediction. So fast forward to the day of the announcement, and you'll see at least one or two people recognize the fact that, hey, Spintown predicted this. And then one of them's like, what words of wisdom do you bring to us today? And my response was self-advertising, and I got called out for it, which deservedly so. Because I pimped my Hypixel Bed Wars guild. It's like, hey, any 18 plus people here want to join? You know, we were accepting new members. And yeah, I deserve to be called out. But the reason I did it is simply because I am not going to be communicating with any of these people after the closure, because I won't be in the Discord anymore. Why would I be in the Discord if the game doesn't exist? There's a few people that are probably in my Discord, but not many. And there's people in this community, which, believe it or not, I don't actually hate. So if I'm going to stay in contact with any of them, it'd probably be through like Bed Wars or something. So I figured I'd invite them to join the guild if any of them want to. Not just anybody, but, you know, if they meet the criteria. But yeah, I got called out, and like I said, deservedly so. Okay, I'm going to highlight a few other things that were brought up in the Discord. Kaz mentioned he was going to do a little documentary about Death Run from the start of it to now. And I thought that'd be pretty cool. I was number one death for a couple years, so if I can help in any way, I offered my help to him. As far as I know, I'm not going to be any part of that project, though. Monkey said something I found just so stupid it makes my head hurt. And people know, I'm sure, in that community, I'm not a fan of Monkey. But since I don't play the game anymore, he doesn't bother me. So this isn't me just trashing Monkey to trash Monkey. It's just the statement is dumb. He says, the fact Hive is shutting down Java supports my theory that they released Java 2 to make enough people quit so they could shut the server down quietly. No. First thing, the Hive is not just a Java server, it's a brand. So they would not do that to their brand when it could potentially hurt their other endeavors. Like, I don't know, Bedrock would be the one that they have going on right now. So they wouldn't want to piss off these players in Java when they could potentially be pulled over to Bedrock, which you can see in their posts that they're trying to do already with the rank giveaway and stuff, and they pimped that already. So, yeah, they wouldn't do that for that reason alone. But any other thing they want to do in the future with the Hive brand would be tarnished by pissing off a big group of people like that who are familiar with your brand. So they wouldn't do it for that reason. Then there's another reason that's even bigger that they wouldn't do something like that. And it's just that businesses don't fucking work that way. Okay, so if Target or Myers or Walmart or some big store wants to shut down, they don't intentionally piss off their customers to make them go away so they can shut the doors. They just shut the fucking doors. Okay? And that's the way it works, whether it's a brick and mortar store or if it's like an online business. They just shut off access to whatever it is. They don't worry about trying to make people leave. And on this same screenshot here, you see some jackass suggesting that they should get on there and hack and get banned at the end of the server's life. Which, to me, is just wrong for a couple reasons. But the number one reason is, you're going to get on there when the server is shutting down. A lot of people love this server. I mean, I don't play on it anymore, but a lot of people have invested a lot of time and have a lot of good memories on there, and they want to go out with maybe a final good memory at the server. And you're going to get on there and hack in their game and ruin their time potentially. That's just so selfish and stupid and against the rules which are posted, whether the server's going to die or not. So it just makes you an asshole, and anybody who else wants to go along with it is an asshole as well. Sorry. So my final thoughts on the Hive are this. Death Run was a game that I really enjoyed before it got broken with Java 2. I spent years there playing it, and I got to meet some really cool people there, like Mia, Wolf, and even though I didn't stay in touch with Tim as much as I did like with Mia and Wolf, I really enjoyed what time I did spend with him as far as like talking about maps and gameplay and stuff like that. That I enjoyed that a lot. So I'm thankful for that kind of stuff the most. And I'm thankful for the time I spent with people who were already in my circle of friends, like Mark, Wesley, Jack, Steve, and others who also played Death Run with me over there. And we'll probably try to get together one more time as a group. I hope everybody can get together. May not be possible with time zones and shit. But I do want to film one more video of Death Run with a big group call of us just playing one last time. I don't know when that'll be up or when it'll happen, but it's planned. So thanks for watching today's video. If you didn't get enough Spintown for today, click on the left thumbnail to watch my last Minecraft video, or the right one to watch my Let's Play of Super Meat Boy Forever. I'm doing an amazing job with that one. The commentary is spot on, guys. Go check it out. Anyways, until next Monday, spin out.